Hello everyone, in this video I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Imran Riaz Khan to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Imran Riaz Khan's words. After the incident in Wadi Tira, now the reaction to it is emerging. People are protesting there. Earlier we saw that some MLAs were reportedly heading towards the Corps Commander House. Sometimes news came that they were going towards the Governor House. But then we saw those MLAs sitting with Ali Amin Gandapur, and there they announced aid of 10 million rupees per person. I told you yesterday as well that MNAs and MPAs normally join in the public's anger. It is their duty. And as soon as the public comes under their control, they work to calm things down after every massacre. And they have acted the same way this time too, as can be seen. Because the public is still protesting. They are not backing down. And the slogans raised there are anti-military slogans, slogans against generals, slogans against colonels. The people are chanting such slogans, and slogans like, "This terrorism is backed by the uniform." These slogans are being raised there. Previously, such slogans were only raised by anti-state groups, and they were labelled as such. But now, all over Pakistan, sometimes in Islamabad, sometimes in Lahore, sometimes in other places, sometimes in Sindh, these slogans are being raised, and now these slogans are being raised in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. And people are very angry. This is the seed sown by Pakistan's military establishment, the foundation of oppression and injustice they laid against Pakistan. Now the time has come to reap that crop, and now the majority of Pakistanis are against the military establishment. If the military establishment does not change its direction, then these same Pakistanis, gradually, God forbid, will turn against the army itself. And when the public turns against its own army, then the integrity and protection of that country come under very serious questions. Imran Khan has so far made full efforts to prevent any kind of rift between the army and the people. But the military establishment is making all efforts to ensure that, by any means, the public and the army reach such a point that they can never come together again. Sabir Shakir Bai said something. He quoted that the DNA of the army is being deliberately changed, and it is claimed to be so by the leadership of the military establishment. Now, viewers, people there are raising these slogans. On the other hand, a jirga or tribal council was held. Government officials also participated, and they tried to somehow end the Tira protest. So the demands of the jirga have come forward. That is, the demands that have been given to the media so far, which were shared publicly. It seems to me the jirga reached a consensus among themselves. There are two demands. First, until the Chief Minister and the Corps Commander personally come and apologize, negotiations will not proceed. Second, the matter will not move forward otherwise. Now, the Chief Minister, you can get him to apologise wherever you want. Ali Amin Gandapur, what does it matter to him? He will apologise with folded hands. He'll even sit on the ground. If you say, "Come walk with us in the protest," and apologise in front of the people, he will go there and apologise. It doesn't matter to him. Those who have brought the country to this point over the past 78 years have never apologised. They never apologised for any of their mistakes. They broke Pakistan into two parts, never apologised. They sent several prime ministers home, never apologised. They formed several fake governments, never apologised. They stole the public's mandate, never apologised. They committed massacres, never apologised. They never apologised to the people of Pakistan. The country was split in two. Look at the atrocities committed in Bangladesh. Not even that was apologised for. Not even for Bhutto's execution was an apology made. So these people don't apologise. What's Gandapur? He'll go and apologise. It makes no difference to him. Now, viewers, let's come to how Pakistani media has portrayed all this. But first, Ali Amin Gandapur, he gave a statement, and in that statement he said, yes, drones are also used, mortar shells are fired, even aircraft are used, that is, jet planes are also used, and he hinted at this very incident too. He did not speak openly but mentioned it. He condemned it but also said that the army has a constitutional right to carry out such actions. But you know, we stand with the civilians in case of civilian martyrdoms. We will play our role for peace. Then he even used the word war. He said, this is a war. So I want to place a few things before you. Number one, the army does not have the right to conduct operations inside any province unless that province allows it or calls for it on demand. Until then, it cannot happen. For this, there must be proper legislation. That is, if you want the army to conduct operations in your province, then it is essential that a law is passed specifically granting permission to the army. Otherwise, it cannot happen. Look, you passed a law in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa called Action in Aid of Civil Power. under which the army was given the authority to conduct military operations in KP. If that law doesn't exist, the army cannot do it. Now tell me, why doesn't this happen in Punjab? Why don't jet planes bomb in Punjab? There are many terrorists there too. Terrorism has also peaked there in certain periods. I personally covered operations in Punjab where security forces raided terrorist hideouts to arrest or kill them. It was extremely risky work. There too it would have been easy. Send a drone, bomb, done. Drop a mortar shell, destroy the whole house. Easy. Jet planes could have bombed and flown off. Are lives in Punjab more valuable than those in KP? And the Pashtuns living in KP, aren't their lives valuable? Discriminating on the basis of race and harbouring hatred against a specific ethnic group, this is an extremely inappropriate and disgraceful act, and we are witnessing this repeatedly. People from that province come to protest. Snipers shoot them, picking them off one by one, target them, kill them one by one. Whenever they come to protest, they are treated differently. In Punjab, people are arrested. In Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, they are shot. In Punjab, operations against terrorists are very cautious. In KP, jet fighters arrive. Mortar shells are used. So this discrimination, we can see it. The whole nation can see it, and this is oppression. Now look at Gandapur. The provincial government itself passed the law called Action in Aid of Civil Power. Under this law, the army operates across the whole province of KP. This matter went to the Peshawar High Court. The Peshawar High Court said this violates human rights. They trashed the law, threw it into the dustbin. As a result, now the army has no authority to conduct military operations in KP. Then what happened? The caretaker government of KP at the time, most likely, went to the Supreme Court of Pakistan. They filed a review petition saying, "We have obtained a stay on this. The law will remain in effect. The army will retain the authority to operate in KP." So the matter is this. If Ali Amin Gandapur gives a signal to his legal team, they can go and withdraw that review petition. As soon as the review petition is withdrawn, the constitutional and legal right of the army to conduct operations in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa will come to an end. Then the army will be restricted only to the borders and limited to the cantonments, and after that, in civilian areas, the army will neither be able to carry out aerial operations nor ground operations. Yes, then the police, wherever it wants, can request the provincial government to specifically call the army, meaning the police will say, "We want to conduct an operation at a certain place. There are terrorists there. We need a bit of support." They'll write to the provincial government. The provincial government will then write, "Yes, we need the army for this operation. The army is needed here for this number of days. Only then can the army come in, otherwise not." So Mr. Gandapur is giving false information. There are two ways to address this. One is, just like they passed a resolution in the Provincial Assembly against action in aid of civil power, they can similarly repeal this law. They have the government in the province and a simple majority. Mr. Gandapur can do this easily. Secondly, Mr. Gandapur can very comfortably withdraw his review petition, and then these powers of the army will end. Mr. Gandapur has misrepresented the facts. No constitution of any country allows this. Unless martial law is imposed, that's a separate matter. But within the province's autonomy, because law and order is a provincial issue, no outside interference is allowed, nor can the military on its own intervene in provincial matters. This is a legal authority the province itself granted, and it can take it back whenever it wants. Viewers, the newspapers declared this as an attack by foreign elements. I was shocked. Just look at Young newspaper and you'll see. In the Tirra Valley, an explosive stockpile exploded at a foreign commander's home. 14 terrorists were killed. 10 civilians were martyred, including women and children. Now among those there were 9 children and 6 women, so that's 15. But they're saying that 14 were terrorists. There were 15 total, and they declared 10 of them as martyrs, and 4 were men. They initially counted 19, as stated by an elderly man standing there, so this is incorrect reporting. I remember clearly the army chief once said something and explained it to the media, and I believe this is a perfect time for the media to understand that, "O believers, if a disobedient one brings you news, then verify it, lest you harm a people out of ignorance, and afterwards become regretful over what you did." This is from Surah Al-Hujurat, Ayah 6. The army chief recited this verse during a speech about social media. This same verse applies entirely here. This electronic media of Pakistan, based on hearsay, runs false news, despite there being ground realities, eyewitnesses and actual reports. So as per the army chief's own words from the Quran, "O believers, if a disobedient person brings you news, investigate, lest you harm a people unknowingly and later regret it. And regret will indeed follow." What is being done to common citizens in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa? You might silence the bereaved families with money, but the hatred growing in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa will not diminish. In fact, it will continue to grow, intensify even more. Mr. Junaid Akbar said some very blunt and bitter things. He said the decision to go into the Afghan war was made by the generals and institutions, and now the children of those generals have become billionaires because of this war. The clerics who used to sit on simple mats are now living in palaces. Exactly that. Those clerics who once sat on mats in rows, now they don't even get down from land cruisers. They've become billionaire clerics, living in massive palaces. This is all the blessing of the Afghan war that they've received. The generals' children, their families, their generations, and the clerics, their families, their generations. At the time when industries were being set up in the rest of Pakistan, in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Mujahideen were being recruited. These are bitter truths we cannot ignore. Even today, this land is being used for dollars. Murad Saeed keeps raising this issue again and again, keeps making allegations, but no one seems to understand. And because of this, Pakistan's largest institution, the army, which gets the biggest chunk of the national budget, is becoming increasingly distant from the people. Take a look at Azad Kashmir. They organised a rally with Asim Munir's photos pasted on vehicles. If you see the drone footage, you'll understand. The youth of Azad Kashmir are highly aware now. What they did was plan a rally, record footage from the front so it would seem like a large crowd is coming. But not even 100 people showed up, and the cars behind belonged to the organisers, with Asim Munir's photos on them. A rally in favour of Field Marshal Asim Munir was held in the main area of Azad Kashmir. Not even 100 participants, and among them were government employees. It's very unfortunate. That's where the army has reached. You saw just recently 5 prime ministers were gathered in Azad Kashmir, 1 current, 4 former, and all the seats were empty. 90% of the venue was vacant. One of them even said, "What am I doing speaking to empty chairs? I'm leaving. This is the situation." The establishment's event failed miserably. Now wait till the 29th. When the Awami Action Committee takes to the streets, you'll find out. No matter how much oppression they carry out, how much fascism, arrests, raids, crackdowns, when the Awami Action Committee comes out, they'll scatter. You won't even see them. I know them well, because I'm one of them, and they are from me. So I know very well. The people of Kashmir will not back down. They'll take their rights. If not today, then tomorrow, but eventually they will take their rights. Miss Alima Khan arrived outside Adiala jail. Imran Khan's case was scheduled. They tried to present him via video link, but his lawyers said they couldn't hear Imran Khan's voice, nor could he hear theirs. They requested the judge to allow them to speak to Imran. The judge said, "The link is too weak. It can't happen." So viewers, these are the hearings of Imran Khan, and this environment is being created deliberately. Some random person appears in court and files a petition saying Imran Khan and his wife should be allowed to meet in private. It's been too long. And instead of the court questioning, "Who are you? Are you a relative?" they accepted the petition, held a hearing and even issued notices. Can you imagine? This is such a disgusting and vile judicial system, constantly attacking a man's dignity who is the former Prime Minister of Pakistan. And these are Pakistan's own agencies doing this. They are masters of filthy and dirty tactics, masters of throwing mud. This is how they take revenge on Imran Khan. Think about it. Imran Khan never made such a request. Some unknown person shows up and says these two, husband and wife, should be allowed to meet in private. Meanwhile, Imran Khan's own petition has been pending for months, still not heard. Even when it does get scheduled, objections are raised. On the other hand, an anonymous petitioner submits a plea on behalf of Imran Khan to allow a private meeting between husband and wife, and that petition gets scheduled only to humiliate Imran Khan. "The one who gives honour is my lord. Honour and disgrace are in his hands. He has honoured Imran Khan. You people with your filthy actions will only disgrace yourselves. Imran Khan's honour won't be affected. That's my advice. If you understand it, good. If not, I'll give you another example. That general, retired, who was made chairman of PTA, Afif Rehman. A High Court verdict goes against him. He files an appeal the same day, and the very next day his case gets scheduled and he wins within 24 hours. Meanwhile, Imran Khan's verdict came 5 or 6 months ago, and his appeals are still not being heard. This is the justice system in this country. A retired general files a petition and gets justice the next day. A former Prime Minister, Pakistan's most popular leader, files petitions and they don't get scheduled for months. This is the state of the justice system in this country. Viewers, Aimul Wali Khan at least had the courage to call what happened in Tira state terrorism. And he was right. He held the state accountable. He pointed fingers at the institutions, but such a firm stance, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, a major political party, could not take. They beat around the bush. PTI just dusted off the matter. Only Imran Khan has clarity on this issue. No one else. That wraps up our translation of Imran Riaz Khan's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.